Hi everyone, welcome back to the Unscripted Money Tea. This is a space where we talk about faith, struggle, healing, and rediscovery. My name is Choma and I'm your host. Today's episode, we're flipping the coin a little bit. We'll be talking about growing from self-hate, self-love. Going from self-hate to self-love is not an easy journey at all, especially when you don't know what it means to love yourself. It is hard because you have to learn to forgive yourself of your past mistakes. You have to learn to prioritize yourself. You have to learn to say no to people. You have to say no when you should say no. You have to learn to say positive things to yourself when you fail. It's hard because if you're somebody who has always been self-critical, making mistakes and being able to get up and say to yourself, I'll try again, is not always easy. It will not be easy for you. Trust me, from somebody who has been there. And being able to say no to people. Not that I don't say no at all, but there are some kind of no's that you have to say to people that you have to muster courage to do that. And doing that, it has not been easy, trust me, because I'm somebody that is invested in people's countenance. And I know, there are people that just knows how to manipulate others. And if you don't have self-love, trust me, you will always be manipulated by people. You will always be manipulated. Now, I don't need to define what self-love is to you guys, but let me just give you like a small hint of what self-love is. Self-love is basically caring for yourself, leaving a place where you are not wanted, where you are not valued. If you see that somebody does not value you, leave that person. If you see that these individuals are not invested in your mental health, in fact they want to ruin it for you, walk away from them. They don't deserve you. Anything that if you fail in something, and probably because most times we fail and we win, those moments that you try to do something and you were not able to do it right, speak positive things to yourself. Don't go ahead criticizing yourself before other people will do it. Don't be the first to criticize yourself. And even if you're being criticized, tell yourself it's okay to fail, because anybody that fails automatically has hope to do better next time. Exactly. Now, what was my moment of saying I was tired of hating on myself? My turning point to actually getting to understand what self-love really means was when I became tired of being manipulated by people. I was tired of always criticizing myself, always saying horrible things to myself. I have said a lot to myself. I was tired of telling my beautiful self that I'm ugly. Really? I can't believe I ever did that. And also having to forgive myself, like that was the hardest. Forgiving yourself, because there are some things that you will do. If you remember that thing, you'll be like, did I actually do this to myself? Did I actually hurt myself like this? But the funniest part about self-hate is when you're hurting yourself, you will not even realize it. And I know that there are so many persons that are going through this. You keep making excuses for people who don't deserve you. And you excuse that for being selfless. That is not selflessness. It is not. That is you hurting yourself. That is you displeasing yourself to please other people. Now, how do you deal with this? How do you say, because it's not easy, it's not about saying, I'm going to start loving myself. No, it has to, you have to act it. You have to act it out. Like, in fact, you have to internalize it first. You have to realize that you hate yourself, that you've been hating on yourself, not hate yourself. You've been hating on yourself. That's the realization should hit you first. Secondly, then you internalize. Internalize is having to talk to yourself, accept the fact that you have not been kind to yourself. Then you start by learning how to do so. That is loving yourself. And for me, I'll tell you, Jesus was the solution for me. Oh my God. I was in a place where I don't think therapy would have helped me. Trust me. I'm not saying therapy is not good. In fact, therapy is one of the criteria of dealing with self-hate. But for me, where I was, honestly, one day I'm going to share the story, but for now, where I was, I just knew that if I had gone to a therapist, we would argue, we'll be going back and forth. I might even piss my therapist off. But then I just knew I needed Jesus, but I didn't know how to get to him. But he came for me. He came to me. And that is one thing. God always comes to us when we are at our lowest. And that was what happened for me. I started to see myself the way God sees me, because trust me, self-hate is a tool of the devil, who brings you to seeing yourself as worthless, as useless, as as having low standards. It is the devil, because self-hate obviously makes you lose touch of who you truly are. And that is what the devil does. He uses self-hate to blind you from seeing who you are. Because if you know who you are, people will say it's pride, but it's not pride. So that's one thing the devil does not want. He doesn't want you to know who you are. And what does he do? He brings low self-esteem. He brings insecurity. He brings self-criticism and the likes of it. And then people will get to tell you how horrible of a person you are. And if you don't have confidence in yourself, you will flop. You will flop in the sense that you start hating yourself. That's how it comes. And before you be able to start saying good things about yourself, to start seeing yourself the way God sees you, it will take time. Now, to those who are dealing with this, I mean, a lot of persons, I don't know if I'm accurately correct. I don't know if I'm correct by this, but I think I would say that 60% of humans are dealing with self-hate. And if you want me to go further into talking about self-hate or making you understand, maybe you're thinking in your mind that, have I been kind to myself? But okay, you're seeing symptoms, but you don't understand what they are. Symptoms, I mean, like, you think you're hating on yourself, but at the same time, you're not sure. I'll be in the comment section anyways. But back to what I was saying, if you are dealing with all of this, if you've ever felt or you're feeling like this at this moment in your life, I want you to know this. You are wonderfully and beautifully made. Now, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just telling you what God says about you. I mean, you're special. The fact that you're alive is enough reason to know that you are special. You get? And God says you're his handwork. Imagine that. Imagine you being God's handwork, specially crafted by God himself and made in his image. How can an image of God feel so small? How can an image of God be feeling insecure about themselves, about herself, about himself? It's not possible. It shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. Imagine God saying that he will give people in exchange for you. That's to tell you how important God sees you. Or is it the fact that he died on the cross to save you from sin? Who are we that God can actually do that for you? And for me, it's amazing to think how God sees you. Imagine how he sees you. So you need to start seeing yourself that way. And one more thing, God says in Ephesians, and one more thing, in Ephesians 2 verse 10, the Bible says that God has not given us the spirit of timidity, but of love, peace, and sound mind. Now, God knows that you're going to feel like this. God knows that self-hate exists. And for that reason, he gave us this Bible passage as an assurance. And even if you've never come across this Bible passage, but just know that you have the spirit of love in you, you have the spirit of peace, you have a sound mind. It's just the devil in your head trying to confuse you, trying to distract you or make you think that you're somebody else or you're something else that you're not. You have to learn to shun that mindset. You have to learn to love yourself. If you're touched by this episode, I would like for you to subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you so much, guys.